Yeah, thank you, Philippe and Olivier, for inviting me to do this. Yeah, when these guys first asked me to put together some programs, first of all, they said 5 programs. I thought, oh, wow, it's a lot to do, but it's kind of exciting, of course, because I get to choose some of my favorite stuff, and it's kind of like having a carte blanche a little bit to just, okay, what stuff can I show that maybe people haven't seen, or I think is really exciting but is completely unknown, but also classics in a way which maybe have been restored and so forth. So, but of course the theme, as Philippe mentioned, was the West Coast, and that's pretty much all they told me. They were very, very open with me. Said, okay, just something on the West Coast. And then one request was they wanted me to show the Quick Billy rolls, which are in this program at the very end. And I'll say a little bit about that in a second. But so my first thought is, okay, what is the West Coast? I mean, there's the West Coast, the actual geographic area, and I live in Los Angeles, and I've also lived in the Bay Area in Berkeley and San Francisco, and so I have, in some ways, a sense of the West Coast, and I've been in California since 1990, originally from the East Coast, so I'm very much a Californian guy, I guess. And yet I'm also very aware that, of course, there's also an idea of the West Coast, an idea of California especially, that it permeates our global culture. What does California even mean? The sort of California dream, the idea of a California dream, but within the idea of an American dream, perhaps. And the suggestion of that all your problems will be solved if you go west to California, all your the answers to all your questions, like historically, mythologically, etc. And so when I put together these programs, there are the 2 Chick Strand programs, and Chick is one of the most, I think, important American filmmakers to have ever lived, and I'm very excited that she's finally being discovered a little bit, more than she was before. But these other 3 programs, I thought, okay, I have to have a Los Angeles program, because this is a very unknown avant-garde outside of LA. And so this is a program, I think, on Monday called Company Town. So I hope you can see that one. And then I wanted to show this really amazing, I think, masterpiece, Sweet California by Robert Nelson. And he was a San Francisco filmmaker who also taught in the early 70s in Los Angeles, so he would commute. And he didn't like LA at all. And so he decided to make a travelogue of California. But it's a very, very strange, formally complex and playful, subjective travelogue, where he's sort of combining like the ideas of an actual travelogue of a place with his own memories and experiences and subjectivity, and it's there's nothing like it. I think it's really a masterpiece. And so that was perfect because it traverses a lot of the state of California. So, okay. So, but this program was the weird one, and I'm saying all this other stuff because I almost don't know what to say about this program, other than I hope you like it. But in thinking about this idea of a California dream or an American dream embodied in California and a certain utopian idea or sensibility, maybe a little bit of the psychedelic, because it's an important part of the visual culture of California, especially in the 60s and 70s. I decided to start from these Quick Billy rolls by Bruce Bailey and to try to build something out of that, which suggests both the positive and the negative, the dream and the nightmare, a little bit of California. The nightmare, especially as embodied by this penultimate film by Will Hindle, which is a kind of really disturbing, interesting film. And so, other than that, as Philippe mentioned, I wanted to include a few more Chick Strand films because she has such a large body of work that we can only show so many in 2 programs. So there are 2 more short ones in here, and then there's another one in the LA program in a few days. And finally, the Quick Billy rolls, I'll just say something brief about them. When Bruce Bailey made his film Quick Billy, which is another masterpiece, I think, and which is also, when is that showing, actually? Is it tomorrow?
Checking.
Yeah. Well, you should really see this film if you haven't seen it. It's completely amazing and really strange and powerful.
It's on Tuesday.
If you can make it, you should definitely see this film. But the Quick Billy rolls, the way Bruce made this film was, at least partly, was he was shooting Kodachrome 16mm film, and he was just creating these different rolls of film that he was doing a lot of the editing and superpositions in the camera, and But after the end of the editing process, he had some leftover rolls of film that he really liked, but they didn't really work in the movie. And so he kept 6 of them, which he really liked, and they just became these supplementary pieces to the film. So you can show them, you can not show them, you can show them before Quick Billy, after Quick Billy, a week later. You know, he's very loose about it. Maybe 3 before, 3 after. It's really flexible in that way. And so so you're going to see them now, like at the end of the program. And they're these just very beautiful 6, roughly 3 minutes camera rolls that he made. And it's a couple of them are some of his most beautiful rolls of film he ever shot, I think. So they're quite special. And they're not very, very commonly shown. So I was very happy that you guys wanted me to bring them. So I can't do a Q&A after this program because I have to go to the competition program to do my juror duty. But I'll be around until Tuesday, so if you have any questions or want to ask anything about the films or the restoration or the filmmakers, anything like that, I'm happy to answer them. And also, if I can make a recommendation, there's a Chick Strand program later today at 8 o'clock, which I don't think will disappoint you. She was really amazing. If you don't know her work, you desperately need to discover it. So, and I'll be at that one too. So, thank you for coming.
Thank you.